Want to speak real Norwegian from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at norwegianclass101.com.
Hi everybody, Annette here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Norwegian questions. The question for this lesson is, what are bokmål and nynorsk? Many of you have probably heard of bokmål and nynorsk, literally meaning book language and New Norwegian respectively. But did you know that you can't actually speak bokmål or nynorsk? So, what exactly are they? They're the two official written standards in Norway. Danish was the written language in Norway from the 1600s to the 1900s because of a union with Denmark. Because of this, bokmål is highly influenced by Danish and is used by around 85% of Norway's population, regardless of which dialect is spoken. Nynorsk is only used by around 10 to 15% of the population, but there are a lot of dialects that may seem closer to nynorsk than bokmål. Nynorsk was created by Ivar Aasen, a Norwegian philologist, lexicographer, playwright, and poet, in the 1800s as an alternative to the Danish language. He traveled around Norway studying dialects and based nynorsk on the similarities between the dialects. Norwegians learn both bokmål and nynorsk in school, but unfortunately many Norwegians don't seem to want to study nynorsk, which is a shame, as it's quite rare to have two official written languages in one country. However, the Norwegian Broadcasting Corporation, NRK, supports both written languages. Newspapers have articles in nynorsk too. Having two official written languages can sometimes cause confusion for both Norwegians themselves and foreigners. For example, stamps in Norway are issued with Norway spelled as either Norge, which is bokmål, or Noreg, which is nynorsk. Some stamp collectors actually think that this is a misprint. And that's it. Do you have any more questions? Please leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. Ha det, vi ses snart. Bye, see you soon.
Hei, jeg heter Nora. Hi everybody, I'm Nora. Welcome to NorwegianClass101.com's Norsk på 3 minutter. Fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Norwegian. In the last lesson, we learned the numbers from 1 to 10. Have you forgotten? Here, I'll tell you again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now let's continue from 11. 11, 11, 12, 12, 13, 13, 14, 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19. And finally we have 20, 20. Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. These numbers may seem harder to remember, but a lot of them are just a single number you learned from the last lesson with 10 added to the end. The rest you will have to memorize. Let's not stop at 20. Counting to 100 is super easy. Now I'll give you the tens. 30, 30, 40, 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 70, 80, 80, 90, 90, 100, 100. While you have to memorize a few of these numbers, there are a couple of tricks that will make memorizing them incredibly easy. Notice that all the numbers except 100 end in T, and the number in front is simply 3 to 9 or a slight variation of it. For example, 30. 30. It is composed of 3 and T. 30. 70. 70. It is composed of S, which is a variation of 7 and T. 70. As for 100, it sounds a lot like the English 100 and shouldn't be that hard to remember. The last thing to learn in this lesson is how to form compound numbers above 20. This is also super easy. Take the tens and simply add the numbers you learned in the previous lesson. Let's try it out. How would you say 56 in Norwegian? Let's take it step by step. 50 is 50, and then add 6, 6. 56. It's done. Isn't that easy? Let's make another number, for instance, 98. Take 90, 90, and add 8, 8. 98. Now it's time for Nora's insights. To count higher than 100 should be no problem at all. Just take the 100, 100, and add an O, and then the rest. For example, 135. 135. 135. After only 2 lessons, you are now able to count over 100 in Norwegian. In the next lesson, we are going to put your number knowledge to use. Do you have all the skills you need to go shopping in Norway? If not, I'll be waiting for you in our next Norsk på 3 minutter lesson. Ses neste gang!
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.
Hei, jeg heter Nora. Hi everybody, I'm Nora. Welcome to NorwegianClass101.com's Norsk på 3 minutter. The fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Norwegian. In the last lesson, we learned the phrase Unnskyld, kan du snakke engelsk? Excuse me, do you speak English? We mentioned the word Unnskyld, which means excuse me in Norwegian. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use Unnskyld and other words when apologizing in Norwegian. We should use Unnskyld in formal situations, such as when we are ordering something in bars or restaurants. For example, Unnskyld, en kaffe takk. Excuse me, a coffee please. We can also use it when asking a question. Unnskyld, hvor er Frognerparken? Excuse me, where is the Vigeland Park? Sometimes we also hear people say beklager, which means the same thing when you want to apologize for a mistake. Beklager. Another common way to say excuse me is unnskyld. Unnskyld. Just like beklager, we can use unnskyld when apologizing for a mistake. You can also hear some Norwegians say sorry, which is a long word from English. It's often used as a quick apology amongst friends. All of these phrases can be used for either excuse me or I'm sorry. But if you really want to apologize for something, it might be better to use a longer phrase. That phrase is unnskyld, jeg virkelig lei for det. It means excuse me, I am really sorry, and can be used in both formal and informal situations. Unnskyld, jeg virkelig lei for det. First, we have the familiar unnskyld. Next, we insert the pronoun for I, jeg. Then which means am. This is followed by virkelig, which means really. Finally, we have the phrase lei for det, meaning sorry about it. Unnskyld, jeg virkelig lei for det. Now it's time for Nora's insights. In Norway, if you accidentally bump into someone, you might not get any response. But to be polite, we either say unnskyld or beklager. It is also common to use the exclamation «Å» before apologizing. «Å, beklager». Are you able to count in Norwegian? In the next lesson, we will learn the numbers in Norwegian from 1 to 10. I'll be waiting for you in our next Norsk på 3 minutter lesson. Ses neste gang!
Hi everybody, Annette here. Welcome to Ask a Teacher, where I'll answer some of your most common Norwegian questions. The question for this lesson is, what does uffda mean? The interjection uff or huff in Norwegian is used to mean something that is irritating, uncomfortable, sad, or unpleasant. You'll often hear uffda as a response to something lamentable. The best translation might be, I'm sorry to hear that. Let's do some examples so you can learn how to use uffda correctly. If your friend's pet has died or become sick recently, you can say to them, uffda or uff, det var trist å høre. Literally meaning, oh, that was sad to hear. If you're in an irritable mood and someone is nagging you, you can answer with huff, nå maser du fælt. Literally meaning, now you're nagging terribly. You can also use this phrase to express surprise. Imagine that someone has scared you. Then you can answer with uff, du skremte meg, meaning, oh, you scared me. In this case, you usually don't include da. That's it. I hope I answered your question. If you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. Ha det, vi ses snart. Bye, see you soon. In this video, you'll learn 20 of the most common words and phrases in Norwegian. Hi everybody, my name is Annette. Welcome to the 800 Core Norwegian Words and Phrases video series. This series will teach you the 800 most common words and phrases in Norwegian. But there's a twist. With each new lesson in this series, we'll include the previous lessons at the end. So after you've learned the new words and phrases, stick around and review what you learned in previous lessons. Reviewing is one of the most important parts of learning a language. You can also get the full list right now at norwegianclass101.com. Click the link in the description to access more example sentences, create your own flashcard deck, and finally, master Norwegian. Okay, let's get started. First is hallo. Hello. Hallo. Hallo. Hello. Hallo, jeg heter Espen. Hello, my name is Espen. Hallo, jeg heter Espen. Unnskyld meg. Excuse me. Unnskyld meg. Unnskyld meg. Excuse me. Unnskyld meg for at jeg sen. Excuse me for being late. Unnskyld meg for at jeg sen. Jeg beklager. I'm sorry. Jeg beklager. Jeg beklager. I'm sorry. Jeg beklager, han ikke her akkurat nå. I'm sorry, he's not here right now. Jeg beklager, han ikke her akkurat nå. God natt. Good night. God natt. God natt. Good night. God natt og tusen takk. Good night and thank you very much. God natt og tusen takk. Hyggelig å møte deg. Nice to meet you. Hyggelig å møte deg. Hyggelig å møte deg. Nice to meet you. Mitt navn Peter. Hyggelig å møte deg. My name is Peter. Nice to meet you. Mitt navn Peter. Hyggelig å møte deg. Hvordan går det? How are you? Hvordan går det? Hvordan går det? How are you? God morgen. Hvordan går det? Good morning. How are you? God morgen. Hvordan går det? Ja. Yes. Ja. Ja. Yes. Ja, hva trenger du hjelp til? Yes, what do you need help with? Ja, hva trenger du hjelp til? Nei. No. Nei. Nei. No. Det ikke mulig, nei. It is not possible, no. Det ikke mulig, nei. Takk. Thank you. Takk. Takk. Thank you. Takk for hjelpen. Thank you for your help. Takk for hjelpen. Jeg I'm. Jeg 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 Jon. I'm John. Jeg Jon. Ha det bra. Goodbye. Ha det bra. Ha det bra. Goodbye. Ha det bra. Ses igjen. Goodbye. See you again. Ha det bra. Ses igjen. Dårlig. Bad. Dårlig. Dårlig. Bad. Dårlig dag. Bad day. Dårlig dag. God. Good. God. God. Good. Grønnsaker godt for deg. Vegetables are good for you. Grønnsaker godt for deg. Pen. Pretty. Pen. Pen. Pretty. Du veldig pen. You are very pretty. Du veldig pen. Stygg. Ugly. Stygg. Stygg. Ugly. Det en veldig stygg hund. That is a very ugly dog. Det en veldig stygg hund. Lett. Easy. Lett. Lett. Easy. Det lett å forstå. It is easy to understand. Det lett å forstå. Vanskelig. Difficult. Vanskelig. Vanskelig. Difficult. Engelsk vanskelig. English is difficult. Engelsk vanskelig. Nær. Near. Nær. Nær. Near. Jeg bor nær universitetet. I live near the university. Jeg bor nær universitetet. Langt. Far. Langt. Langt. Far. Stasjonen langt herfra. The station is far from here. Stasjonen langt herfra. Liten. Small. Liten. Liten. small. Bilen liten, men veldig kraftig. The car is small, but it's very powerful. Bilen liten, men veldig kraftig. Remember, the goal of this series is to build a vocabulary of the 800 most common words and phrases in Norwegian. If that sounds like a lot, don't worry, we can help you. Click the link in the description to access the full list. You'll also get example sentences, custom flashcard decks, and more learning resources at norwegianclass101.com. See you next time. Farvel!
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.
Welcome to NorwegianClass101.com's Norsk på 3 minutter. The fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Norwegian. Hei, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig å møte dere. Hi, I'm Nora. Nice to meet you. In this series, we're going to learn basic Norwegian expressions. It's super easy and it only takes 3 minutes. In this lesson, you're going to learn how to introduce yourself in Norwegian. You only need to know 2 sentences. Let's see how Norwegian people introduce themselves. Hei, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig å møte deg. Hi, I'm Nora. Nice to meet you. Hei, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig å møte deg. Start by saying, Hei, jeg heter. Then say your name. Hei, jeg heter Nora. Finally, say, hyggelig å møte deg. Hei, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig å møte deg. And now, let's see the same sentence in a different format. Hallo, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig. Hello, my name is Nora. Nice to meet you. Hallo, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig. So, what has changed from the previous introduction? Let's take a close look at these together. Hei has been substituted with an alternative greeting, hallo, Norwegian for hello. In a formal setting, you would say your full name, but it is better to just use your first name when being introduced to new friends. Hyggelig å møte deg has been shortened to just hyggelig. When meeting someone in a formal context, for instance at work, hyggelig å møte deg would be the most appropriate greeting. When being introduced to new friends, hyggelig will do. One more time. One way to introduce yourself in Norwegian is Hei, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig å møte deg. An alternative way to introduce yourself is Hallo, jeg heter Nora. Hyggelig. Now it's time for Nora's insights. When you introduce yourself, it's a good habit to shake hands in Norway. While hyggelig å møte deg is slightly more formal than just hyggelig, you don't need to worry too much about which one you use. If you use one of these sentences with Norwegian people, they're definitely going to be impressed. Do you know how we say thank you in Norwegian? You'll learn how to say this and many other words in the next Norsk på 3 minutter lesson. Takk, og ses neste gang. See you then. Hei, jeg heter Nora. Hi everybody, I'm Nora. Welcome to NorwegianClass101.com's Norsk på 3 minutter. The fastest, easiest, most fun way to learn Norwegian. In the last lesson, we learned the most common forms of greetings in Norwegian. Do you remember them? In this lesson, we're going to learn a very useful phrase. Do you speak English? If you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance in English, this phrase can be a lifesaver. And because you're asking it in Norwegian, you can be sure that everyone will understand what you're saying, even if their answer is no. Here's the most common way to say it. Snakker du engelsk? Snakker du engelsk? Norwegian is a pretty straightforward language. We conjugate verbs based on time, which means we have past, present, and infinitive. The question, snakker du engelsk, translates as, are you speaking English? The verb snakker, to speak, is in the present tense. The second word in the sentence, du, simply means you. And you probably recognize engelsk to be English. Snakker du engelsk? To learn how to properly conjugate verbs like snakker, please check out our Absolute Beginner series on NorwegianClass101.com. You can find very detailed grammar lessons and resources there. Like English, there are many ways to ask this question. Let's look at another one, also pretty similar to English. Kan du snakke engelsk? It's literally the equivalent of can you speak English? Kan du snakke engelsk? Adding unnskyld, excuse me, to the sentence would make it unnskyld, kan du snakke engelsk? Unnskyld, kan du snakke engelsk? The responses you will receive could be one of these three. Ja, yes, ja. Litt, a little, litt. Nei, jeg kan ikke snakke engelsk. No, I can't speak English. Nei, jeg kan ikke snakke engelsk. Since this last one is a negative statement, we need to say ikke before the verb snakke. Notice also that the verb snakke is slightly different than snakker. Remember, the verb changes depending on the time it is in. We are now talking about the infinitive, since it is coupled with kan, which means can. Now it's time for Nora's insights. For those of you who don't just speak English, you can obviously use this question with any language you need. Norwegian people study other European languages at school, so maybe you will get lucky. Just substitute engelsk with italiensk for Italian, fransk for French, spansk for Spanish, tysk for German. In this lesson, we mentioned the expression unnskyld, but did you know that this could also be used as an apology? In the next lesson, we will learn this and other ways to apologize in Norwegian. I'll see you in our next Norsk på 3 minutter lesson. På gjensyn! Hi, jeg heter Nora. Hi everybody, I'm Nora. Welcome to NorwegianClass101.com's Norsk på 3 minutter. The fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Norwegian. In the last lesson, we learned how to introduce ourselves in Norwegian. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to use good manners as we thank people. Er dere klare? Are you ready? La oss begynne. So let's start. There are several ways to thank someone. Let's start with the easiest. It is just one word. Takk. Takk. Takk means thank you. When saying thank you very much, you just need to add tusen at the beginning. Tusen takk. tusen takk. Tusen means 1,000. So, tusen takk is like saying 1,000 thanks. During the last lesson, we didn't really mention anything about formality in speech in Norwegian. However, there are some subtle differences in how you will be perceived by others. Takk is a casual way to thank someone. Tusen takk expresses more gratitude and is thus more formal. A longer and more formal phrase, which expresses a lot of gratitude, would be Tusen takk, så hyggelig av deg. Here we have just added så hyggelig av deg, which means how nice of you. Tusen takk, så hyggelig av deg. But how do you answer these expressions of gratitude? It's easy. There are basically two different ways to do it. The first is vel bekomme. Vel bekomme. Vel bekomme literally means you are welcome. The other way to say you are welcome is the expression bare hyggelig. Bare hyggelig. Literally, this phrase means it's my pleasure or with pleasure, but it is the most common and polite way to respond to someone thanking you. So when someone is saying takk to you, you can simply reply with vel bekomme or bare hyggelig. Now it's time for Nora's insights. If you're not sure about whether to use takk or tusen takk, keeping it simple is always your safest bet. You don't have to worry about formal or informal situations. Takk can be used with just about anyone, anywhere, and at any time. Do you know what CS means? In our next lesson, you'll learn this and other greetings in Norwegian. Takk, og ses neste gang! Hei, jeg heter Nora. Hi everybody, I'm Nora. Welcome to NorwegianClass101.com's Norsk på 3 minutter. The fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Norwegian. In the last lesson, we learned how to be grateful to people by saying takk. In this lesson, we learned some of the most common greetings used in Norway. Er dere klare? Are you ready? La oss begynne! So let's start. The most used informal greeting is hei. Hei. Hei means hi. We use it when we meet people. We can use this greeting with anyone. But it isn't the only way to greet someone. We also have hallo. Hallo, which means hello. And more time-specific greetings like god dag. God dag. Literally, god dag means good day. As a rule of thumb, we can use god dag only during the daytime, from morning until evening. During the evening, we say god kveld. God kveld. Kveld is Norwegian for evening. So, god kveld means good evening. Finally, in the mornings we say god morgen. God morgen, which means good morning. God dag, god kveld, and god morgen are used when we meet someone, but when we leave, we don't say them again. When parting ways for a long time, we usually say ha det bra. Ha det bra. Ha det bra means be well, but translates best as goodbye. Finally, in Norwegian, we have an expression meaning see you soon. Ses. Ses. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Norwegian. Let's review them all again. When meeting friends or someone we don't know, hei or hallo. When leaving, we say Ha det bra. When leaving but want to imply see you soon, we say ses. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Nora's insights. In formal situations, Norwegian people commonly greet each other by shaking hands. However, if we meet someone we are very friendly with, it's common to give hugs. Don't be afraid to try it out with your Norwegian friends. During the next lesson, we'll learn the meaning of the phrase Snakker du engelsk? Do you already know it? I'll be waiting to talk with you about it in our next Norsk på 3 minutter lesson. På gjensyn! Hei, jeg heter Nora. Hi everybody, I'm Nora. Welcome to NorwegianClass101.com's Norsk på 3 minutter. The fastest, easiest and most fun way to learn Norwegian. In the last lesson, we learned some words used when apologizing in Norwegian, including unnskyld and beklager. In this lesson, we are going to learn numbers in Norwegian. Yes, numbers. Tall. From 1 to 10. And you are going to learn them in only 3 minutes. 3 minutter. Are you ready? Let's start. 1. 1. 2. 2. 3. 3. 4. 4. 5. 5. 6. 6. 7. 7. 8. 8. 9. 9. 10. 10. Okay, now repeat after me. I'll say the numbers and give you time to repeat each one. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Great job! What is before 1? Do you know? It's 0. 0. You don't have any more excuses. You can give your friends your cell number in Norwegian. Let's try together. We'll use the phrase nummeret mitt which means my number is. Nummeret mitt Nummeret mitt 9, 2, 1, 3, 5, 8, 7, 4. Can you read it by yourself? 9, 2, 1, 3, 5, 8, 7, 4. Perfect. Now it's time for Nora's insights. If you're just starting out, it's okay to say your cell phone number like this. But most Norwegians will actually use double-digit pairs. So, not 9213. It's 92, 13, and so on. Once you learn how to say compound numbers, come back to this lesson and try to say the phone number in the natural way. Do you know the Norwegian word for 100? Here's a hint. It's very similar to the English word. In the next lesson, we are going to learn the numbers from 11 to 100 in Norwegian. Your task now is to practice the numbers we studied in this lesson from 1 to 10. Ses neste gang!
Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.